And I was this Tootsie Guevarra in the Philippines. And in 2009, I became a single mom with a child. And I wasn't making the money I'm making now.
Yeah.
Napakaliit. And then I have 2 elderly parents. Think about that.
Real estate. Nag-real estate ka. Yan,
Yeah.
Hindi ko talaga makakalimutan, guys. Oh my God, hindi ko lang mahanap talaga yung voicemail greeting.
I love it. Oh, di ba?
Oh, pero effective kasi hanggang ngayon memorize ko.
See? That's how, like, I think that's my gift. How am I gonna create a mark? Ang alam mo, honest ang ginawa ko, naging honest lang ako. I highly recommend, no matter how dark, no matter how it hurts, no matter how low you feel, always look at the positive side. I know it's easier said than done, but it takes one to know one. Yes, namnamin mo, umiyak ka.
Yeah.
You know, umiyak ka, uminom ka, huwag ka maging alcoholic. The next day, dust it off, it's a new day.
Welcome to the Paco's Place podcast.
And the podcast will begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, eto na ngayon. Tagal ko nang hinahanap to. Finally, nakabiyahe rin siya. Napagkalayo-layo, at least nakaabot siya. She is like my little sister, pero hindi na siya little ngayon. Big round of applause, Miss Tootsie Guevarra.
Hey, hey, hey! Hello! Finally, kuya!
Di ba?
What a young kuya naman.
Oh my God. Pero grabe, no? Ang relationship natin, naging close tayo was 1994, 95.
Yes.
Oh my God.
You have a good memory.
Yeah, 94. 30 years. Happy 30th.
I know. I was just about to say that's more than 20 years.
Yeah.
That's wild.
2024 na. So
Yeah.
30 years.
Yeah. Wow.
Neneng po siya, guys. I'll put a link in the description kung paano niyo makita yung kanenengan nitong
Yep.
kapatid kong to. How have you been?
Great. I feel blessed.
You know what? You've been through a lot.
Yes.
Hindi ko rin naisip na pupunta ka ng Amerika.
Yeah, same.
Di ba?
Dito.
So yun ang artista ka sa Pilipinas. What made you decide to go to the States?
Thank you for asking me that question. I came to the point in my life at a very young age because I was in my early 20s. I had to ask my soul, not just myself, is this really the path that I want? I felt like kasi sa Philippines, in spite of all my hit songs, I was so grateful. And then at the same time, I was a breadwinner of the family. Because my late dad at that time, regardless he was an EVP, if you're a government employee, pag hindi ka nagkukurakot or tumatanggap ng tagay, wala nga.
Ang hirap din kunin yung GSIS.
Yes.
Di ba?
Yes.
Sorry, pero yun ang totoo.
Yun naman ang totoo.
Kasi nung namatay tatay ko, yung SSS, inabot kami ng 4 na araw na nakapila.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, my parents wanted a better life for us, me and my younger sister. Kasi yung 4 nandito na.
Okay.
So, the point here is ako breadwinner ng family against all odds, and then tinuloy-tuloy ko, with my mom's guidance and support, naka-graduate ako St. Paul, no?
Yeah.
But, you and I know, entertainment industry, there's always gonna be a lot of temptations, indecent proposals. Hindi mo mayaalis yan.
Yes.
And I had to make a tough decision if I would go to that lane or stick to my lane with knowing the consequences of my decision.
Dagdagan ko yan because alam ko yung sinasabi mo, lantaran yan. And these indecent proposals, you were a kid.
Yeah.
At yung mga magpo-propose yung mga DOM na nasa 50, 60.
Married with adult kids.
Gagawin kang side chick. Bibigyan ka ng condo, ng SUV.
Yes.
Diba?
Yes.
Yun ang modus operandi. Breadwinner ba yan? Mas madali kunin yan.
Correct.
Because damay-damay na buong pamilya eh.
Yes.
Diba?
So I felt they saw me as a target. They saw me as an opportunity, thinking na, ito siguro si Tootsie, she's gonna say yes. Little did they know I was different from all. So alongside of that, I felt I didn't fit in. And I felt like I was being pressured to fit in. But fortunately and unfortunately, I've always knew my personality. I always go against the strain. I'm kind of like a respectfully polite rebel person. For example, what I mean by that, nung first hit song ko yung Pasulap-Sulap, Star Records at the time, Star Records pa, hindi pa Star Music.
Yes.
They wanted to release Really Wanna Tell. Yun yung album title eh. That was actually a pop R&B because the network and the record label, they were trying to hone me as the new Philippine version of Aliyah.
Yeah.
Which kind of makes sense kasi yung voice. But then my heart, I think at a very young age, I was always guided by my gut.
Dapat naman eh.
Yes, my gut says no, meaning that's a great idea. So I spoke up. Remember, Philippines.
Kay Sir Buddy pa to, Buddy Medina, ng time na yun. Oh,
Actually, Vilma Selga.
Vilma Selga na. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
At a very young mind, I spoke up. And you know, Philippines, that country at that time, during my generation, ang babae, the reality is you're not expected to be confident. You know, you're not expected to speak up. Diyan ka lang, manahimik ka. You know?
Kung anong sabihin sa'yo.
Yeah, so I said, with all due respect, no. I think the carrier single should be pasulyap-sulyap.
So ikaw ang nag-suggest noon.
Yes. Because when we recorded it, something my gut told me, this song, ang bilis ko na pick up. And for me, the key was, kapag ka, di ba radyo pa noon, wala pang YouTube, wala pang iTunes, wala pang ganyan. Pagka narinig ng mga maid natin sa bahay, mga driver,
I agree.
Right? So for me, it's like, where's my niche?
Yeah.
Okay, I was thinking na, okay, at the age of 15, 16, I'm competing with mga birita na singers like Regine, sila Desa. I mean, I can beat it, but why would I go with them, go with the flow? That's what I mean. I go against the strain.
So,
like
Tony Braxton, kababa ka.
Exactly. Diba? Tony Braxton nun, si Jessa.
Diba?
Okay? So, saan ako?
Yeah.
You know, so that's my niche, you know? And then it was tough because in my heart and my mind, oh boy, as a Polinian, mga sosyalera.
Yes.
You know? Lahat sila mayaman except me. Mayaman ako sa pagmamahal. Pero sa pera nun, kapos, kaya nga breadwinner, I was already prepared na everyone is gonna scrutinize me, kakantsawan, and bully. But in going back to your first question, the reason why na I left, I never closed the door on the entertainment industry, or I never closed the Tootsie Guevarra life. I just told my young self, I'm going to put a pause because I don't agree with the environment. I'm going to reinvent and create my life as Emma. So that's what I did.
Emma.
Yun yung legal name ko kasi. Kasi tinanim ko sa utak ko, first, if a lot of dirty old men, for lack of a better word, or men, are going after me, that means may itsura ko.
Oh.
You know, like, alam ko hindi naman ako pangit. You know, but I felt like hindi ako mistisa tulad ng mga binabahay nila. And that's not the life I want, you know. Ang itanim ko sa utak ko, nagkandahirap ako makatapos ng pag-aaral. Hindi naman ako pangit. I came from a good family. Kapos man sa pera, but that's not the life I want. Kasi I'm not gonna name names. This is real story. The two top execs, ang last, papakasalan mo ba ako? At tinanong ko siya. Ang sagot niya, tumawa.
Kumbaga parang, sira ba ulo mo? Parang ganun yung dating sa tanong mo. Di ba?
So sabi ko, look, kasi ang sagot sa akin, I don't effing understand you. No one says no to me. Okay, sabi. Pangalawa, bibigyan kita ng bahay sa Forbes Park. Ayaw mo. So baka gusto mo downtown, dun sa Manila Bay, tsaka sa Makati. Ayaw mo din. Anong gusto mo? Yung bahay mo sa Cainta? Ang tanong ko, bakit papakasalan mo ba ako? Hihiwalayin mo ba yung asawa mo? At kailangan kasama pamilya ko. Yung ganun palagi sagot, di ba?
Kakaiyak na. Naiiyak ako.
Oh. So, imaginein mo yon at a very young age. You know, ganon. And then yung isa pa hubarin mo nga yung damit mo, katabi nanay ko. Gusto ko makita kung gaano kalaki suso mo.
Grabe, no?
Ganun talaga. Holy shoot. Sabi ko, I had 3 options. Option 1, sabi ko sa sarili ko, kung maghuhubad ako, ba't ko naman gagawin yun? Yeah. Pangalawa, kung sasampalin ko siya, tingin mo, mananalo ako. Pangatlo, ko naman, chutut, but hindi ko nasabi pangalan. Hinipo ko hinimas ko yung braso. Kumandong ako. Kung alam ko lang papahubarin mo ko, di sana nag-shave ako. Saka nandyan nanay ko, dapat sinabi mo.
Isip mo yan, kailangan mo sakyan, di ba?
Yes! So, I already knew, galit siya sa akin, minura ko. So, in going back, ang dating sa akin, in their eyes, the powerful people, you know, I'm a diva, dahil hindi ako nagpapasundo every Thursday. Nagbibigay ng cash, ibinabalik ko. So ang dating sa kanila ingrata ako or whatever. But I know in my heart, it's not that. Look, kung gusto mo mag-sex tayo, I don't have a problem. But kailangan yung totoo.
Yeah.
At saka, not to be selfish, I don't want to share. Excuse me?
Yes.
I mean, do you want to share?
No.
Right?
Kumbaga, one of the many ka. Di ba?
Yes, that's how it felt. So I said, you know what? I'm just gonna put a pause. Maybe it's time for me to reinvent. And the rest is history. But it wasn't very easy. It wasn't an easy journey. You know that.
Yeah, because ang option mo, tinitingnan mo, okay, sasakripisyo ko yung katawan ko at saka yung prinsipyo ko, pero maginhawa ang pamilya ko, or sana maintindihan ng pamilya ko na hindi ko isasakripisyo ang katawan ko at saka prinsipyo ko, at balang araw magiging maginhawa rin kami, which is now.
Yes. Amen.
Di ba?
Yeah.
Now when you, from then to now, sometimes, like what we were talking about kanina off cam, di ba? It's all about your choices eh.
Exactly. And at the end of the day is may peace of mind ka.
Yeah.
Na lahat ng ginawa mo, tama.
Pinagpawisan mo.
Correct.
Real estate, nag-real estate ka. Yan,
Yeah.
Hindi ko talaga makakalimutan yun, guys. Oh my God, hindi ko lang mahanap talaga yung voicemail greeting.
I love it. Oh, di ba?
Oh, pero effective kasi hanggang ngayon memorize ko.
See? That's how, I think that's my gift. How am I gonna create a mark? You know, a niche. Di ba?
Like, guys, gusto ko lang tumawag sa akin para kamusta lang. You've reached Tootsie Guevarra, your singing real estate agent. The fuck?
That is so true.
Ganon.
Di ba?
See? Naalala ko pa.
Exactly.
And that was like what? 15, more than
No,
15
20 years ago.
20 years ago.
Kasi that was my first job
Yes.
here in the US. Realtor ako.
And okay, it was the boom, the real estate
Oh, yeah.
boom. Anong feeling? Like, kasi tanda mo yung mga DOM, ikaw ang nagre-reject sa kanila. Pag nung naging realtor ka, ikaw naman ang nire-reject ng mga iba, di ba?
Exactly.
How did it feel? The rejection.
Oh, I think kasi I was so driven and motivated to prove something when I got here. Kaya okay lang ako. I actually did so well with the help. Ang pangalan niya Glenn Makayan. Up to now, may relationship ako sa pamilya niya, buong pamilya. Why? Si Glenn Makayan, nakabase siya sa Northern California. Nung heydays ko as Tootsie, he's one of the producers. Pinuduce ako ng concert.
Okay.
And for whatever reason, we kept in touch. So when I moved here, sabi ko, sino bang matatawagan ko? Because I knew I cannot rely on the Tootsie Guevarra income.
Yes.
I didn't see myself na for 20, 30, 40 years na ganun gagawin ko. You know, I want stability. Yun ang hinahanap ko kahit sa Pilipinas eh. Kasi feeling ko kahit nag-artista ako, gusto ko talagang mag-asawa, magkaroon ng pamilya. Parang feeling ko hindi ko makukuha doon. Kung makukuha ko man, parang pangalawa lang ako. Ayoko ng ganun eh. So fast forwarding, going back here, ang sabi niya sa akin, kasi tumawag ako eh. Basically, I asked for his opinion kung anong trabaho ko dito.
Si Glenn.
Sabi niya, I see the fire in your eyes. Mag-real estate ka. Sa loob ko, real estate? Uy, hindi ko alam yun, no? Tapos, isang take lang, nakapasa ako.
Uy.
Sobrang excited. So, siyang broker ko. So, nag-move kami sa Northern California.
So kung siya ang broker mo, hindi ka naman niya inobliga na kailangan ito kota mo. He was...
Hindi.
Okay.
He took me under his wings and then the rest is history. Kasi for 2 years, yung time na yon, no down payment eh.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Ang laki ng kita namin. Pati siya nagugulat eh. Kasi I think tayo bilang artists coming from entertainment,
Yes.
I think we're very good in sales, business development.
And marketing,
People, yun ang nature natin eh.
Hindi tayo
That's-
takot sa tao.
Exactly. And you know, when you're in that role, I think in any sales, you gotta talk.
Yeah.
You know, kailangan people person ka. You know how to psychologize, right? The client. So, after that, ang hindi ko lang nagustuhan, that's why I reinvented again myself. Kasi na-realize ko na, let's say for 6 months or almost a year, may client ka, you don't get your commission
No.
until natapos, close of escrow. And kahit nag-sign na, there was an experience na 1 day before matatapos na close of escrow.
Diba? Bigla
Oh my God.
nag-fall through yung deal.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I don't think at that time I needed the money every 2 weeks, you know. Kasi, you know, at that time, hindi pa ganun kalaki kita ko. And then,
Yes.
you know, yung husband ko at that time, hindi ko kabisado ang financial ano namin.
Yes.
And then keep in mind, I have my parents with me.
So, sinusustenta mo rin yun?
Yes. In exchange, they were watching my older son now.
Si
Now,
Ethan.
nasa Ethan.
Shout out, Ethan.
Yes.
Kita ko baby pa.
I know. So, yeah. And ang ginawa ko na naman, paano ko ba gagawin dito? And then one day, yung nanay ni Glenn, si Ninang Priscilla, ninang namin sa kasal, nagda-drive siya ng Prius, nakalagay, Precious Home Companion. Yung sticker.
So, teka, Norcal ka pa rin ito. Okay.
Sabi ko, Ninang, sabi kong ganun, ano yun, yung Precious Home Companion? Sabi niya, that's my business in home care. Nagpa-provide ng caregivers.
Yes.
Out of the blue, nakita ko, sabi ko, Ninang, I think you need to hire me as your marketing manager. Tahimik siya. Akala ko na insulto ko yung matanda. Ako, oh my God, because I'm very assertive, Driven Oh my God, that's the best idea. And then I was doing real estate and at the same time, marketing manager niya ako. So, I was double dipping kasi
ano mas fulfilling dun sa dalawang gig? Have you ever wanted to make a difference in people's lives as you make a difference in your life? Maybe a career in the healthcare industry is right for you. Well, think about this. A good work-life balance, competitive compensation, flexible schedule, fulfillment as you make a difference in other people's lives and your own life. In as little as 6 months, you can be a dialysis technician, and for over 10 years, Dialysis Education Services here in Southern California has been helping people fulfill their dreams in starting a career in the healthcare industry. So what are you waiting for? Enrollment is going on right now. Call the number on the screen or visit dialysiseducationservices.com. Now back to the program. Sige, ano mas fulfilling dun sa dalawang gig?
Yung in-home care ko at that time. Yeah. And then that's when I give it up to her. Siyang pinakaunang mentor ko sa healthcare Kasi dun ko nakita kung paano siya humarap sa mga doktor, sa case manager sa hospital, sa John Muir, malaking hospital system. Dadala siya pagkain or cookie. And, she's not as young as us at that time. She's already older than 50s. I think she was late 60s. And then, siya talaga yung unang mentor ko. Doon ko nakita na, I think I love this healthcare space. Not only that, kasi nagkaroon ako ng opportunity, you do bedside evaluation.
And hindi siya hard sell.
Yes. There's a need
Yeah.
And then you talk to elderly people, kasi nagpupunta pa ako nun sa bahay so I can evaluate kung anong kailangang caregiver nila, kung 24/7 or whatever. And then you hear their stories.
Grabe, no?
Grabe, no? And that's the part na hanggang ngayon cherish ko kasi when I was back home as this Tootsie, I would not have that opportunity. Right? It's only in the Philippines. But here, sabihin sa yung World War II, yung mga ganyan, yung mga experience nila, that opened my eyes on a whole different level ng buhay dito sa Amerika.
Pero very rewarding yung mag-manage ka maging part ka ng isang home care agency. And at the same time, it's very sad also. Mm-hmm. Because you're building relationships with your client na inaalagaan ng mga caregiver mo. And then mababalita mo na lang one day sa mga caregiver mo na namatay na yung kliyente mo.
Oh, yes. It's sad.
Diba?
Yeah.
Siyempre on our part, nagbibuild tayong relationship. But at the same time, kailangan natin palitan yung census natin.
Yes. That was my first experience na yung mga numbers. Oh my God. And then, especially nung na-recruit ako nag-assisted living Paco, director of sales, are all about numbers.
Pero same family, same
Oh
company.
no, it's different. Yeah, it was tough for me when I had to turn in my resignation to Ninang.
Why did you turn it into Ninang Priscilla?
I turned my resignation to Ninang because I felt like I needed to grow more. And it's not that I'm not growing there. I just felt like it's time for me to spread my wings.
Let's talk about that, because other people are stuck in the same job because of utang na loob.
Oh.
And sinabi mo kanina, you've always trusted your gut.
Mm-hmm.
Diba?
Yes.
And sometimes, hirap na hirap yung mga audience nating Pilipino, yung mga Pilipinong audience natin na siya kasi nagpaaral sa anak ko, feeling mo stuck ka na dyan. Like in your case, yung family nila really helped you to become who you are, or opened your eyes to the possibility of what you could be. So what was the conversation you had with yourself when you were going through this change?
For me, I think fortunately kasi yung personality ko, I'm a strong-willed, determined person. However, I always keep humility and may utang na loob ako. Maayos yung even with Ninang Priscilla and the rest of my other ex-employers, lagi ako maayos and it's very simple. It's time for me to grow. And I think no one should hate you for that, you know?
Very good yung sinabi mo because it's supposed to be you first di ba?
Yeah.
Kasi kahit naman yung mga employer mo, they're really thinking about themselves first.
Oh, of course. I was just about to say that. And there's a way to show them that you still have the utang na loob. I'm gonna give you an example. So now I'm in this hospital. I'm very grateful. Now I understand my healthcare journey, and now I'm a hospital executive managing the 2 hospitals with my CEO and chief nursing officer. So my journey in home care, assisted living, nursing homes, no, ang dami kong pinasukan. So I
Pati
put it
nursing home, ha?
Yeah, naging director of sales ako many times, and then na-promote ako 3 times as a regional. I remember my first regional business development job sa nursing home, 23 buildings ko.
Wow.
From the Valley all the way to San Diego. Wow, that was my reaction. And I'm gonna put a pause. I cried. I still remember up to this day, tears of joy. Kasi magkano lang yung ang kita ko noon, salary ko, nag-jump ng 30 grand.
Of course.
Kasi regional.
Yeah.
Tawag ko sa asawa ko, no? I was crying. He couldn't understand. And then finally I just said, I felt like I won the lottery. Because I was computing it in pesos. You know, kasi peso
1
earner
million,
tayo. Parang gano'n, oh my God, like as Tootsie Guevarra, you know, maling kita, pero ito. But the point here is, Amerika ito.
Yes.
You know, and ang sarap nung pakiramdam. But in going back, my point was, now I'm here at the hospital. Kahit minsan yung mga supervisors ko na hindi mabait sa akin, alam mo, mabait ako sa kanila. Sila na nahiya. Tinutulungan ko sila up to now. Like for example, gagawan ko ng paraan kung may issue. You know, I could have just, you know, let it go. I don't need to do that. But my point here, since napag-usapan yung utang na loob, and to share din sa mga nanonood, there's a way. Kasi I think ang kultura natin, which is good, Filipino culture, that's why Americans and other cultures love Filipino.
They love us.
Yeah, kasi very
hospitable tayo.
Napakabait. We respect the elder. Yung utang na loob, minsan to at fault.
Yeah.
You know?
To our own detriment.
Exact, to our own detriment. So, the point here is, pwede naman natin na meron pa rin tayong utang na loob, but do not hold yourself. Kumbaga, you need to grow. But you can do that in the appropriate channels, you know, that you don't forget the people that helped you along the way, you know. And I still have good relationships with them. You know, even my ex-boss, yung VP, hinag ko pa siya. Kasi hindi mabait sa akin yun. Nagulat nga. Anyway, sabi ng mga, ang bait mo naman, Emma. Sabi ko, thank you. But I'm just doing the right thing. I mean, sa akin wala yun eh. You know? Like, you cannot control people's behavior, but you can control yourself.
And even your response.
Exactly.
Sabi nga ni Michael Abad, shout out Michael Abad, siya ang producer natin ngayon. Pero sabi niya, you know what, a sign of maturity is not by the way you react, but by the way you respond.
Yes.
Yan palagi niyang reminder. Sabi ko, Paco hindi yung reaction. Doon tayo sa response. Kasi ang react, impulsive di ba?
Oo.
Ang response, nag-iisip, mag-contemplate ka muna Ano bang...
Correct. Saka, I think, mostly, and it takes one to know one, you know, bago ako nakarating sa ganitong mindset. You know, sometimes we take things
personally.
Too personally. Lalo na sa business. Like, this is not a personal attack. This is at the bottom line. At the end of the day, how are we gonna fix this?
Okay.
You know?
So, usapang healthcare para lang maintindihan nila. And total, marami naman tayong nurses na. Importante sa isang skilled nursing facility, which is a step beneath acute or hospitals, yung star rating nila. Normally, pag 1 star, yung mga case managers ng hospital, hindi ka i-entertain
Not all, but go,
yun na
go
nga,
ahead.
right? Standard, di ba?
Yes.
Dito darating ang galing ng business development manager or ng marketer ng isang skilled nursing facility.
How to go around that.
Have you worked for a facility na may 1 star?
Oh, yes.
And na-turn around mo yun? What was your mindset? What was your heart set? And what was your game plan? Because the reason why I'm saying this is, did you find a solution or find an excuse?
I found a solution.
Go.
But most importantly, so my journey, I'm glad you asked that question. It was tough. But with my background and experience in healthcare. That's the reason why I had to stick to my guns, meaning to my decision. So this building, it's in North OC, and the 911 hospital, I can say it's St. Jude, okay? And St. Jude is now Providence.
Yes.
You know?
Well, bugumanda na dahil hawak
Correct.
na ng Providence.
Now, that skilled nursing facility, I don't want to say the word favorite, but the hospital's priority are the two closest nursing homes. Because you can't blame the two nursing homes, because this is St. Jude. You just walk across and there's nursing home 1. And then you walk a little bit to the right, nursing home 2.
Right.
And those two skilled nursing facilities, one has a 30-bed private rooms out of the 200. So obviously St. Jude Providence, beautiful hospital, bougie, go there. And then the other one is a 55-bed, 1-story, beautiful. And then my building, you have to go, basically it's a 10-15 minutes
So itong
drive.
dalawang skilled nursing, hindi sa'yo to.
Hindi.
Ikaw yung,
That was my...
ikaw yung alabang gilid.
Correct. Kumbaga sa SWOT report, S, di ba? Strength, W, weakness. O, nasa T-threat ko yung dalawa. So, as a director of business development, how am I gonna go around that?
Yeah.
You know, I was a 1-star, meaning the building I was working for.
Yes.
But it's a cute place. But cute,
Saka, it's a cute, separate a cute place.
Yes. But you and I know, the acute hospitals, but the bottom line is, they need to discharge the patient. They don't have the time to explain to the family kung anong gusto ng pamilya, kung anong gusto ng pasyente, kung anong gusto ng, kung alert yung pasyente o yung familia very involved. Kung they're all about 5 rating, I'm gonna lose. So how am I gonna? So then my approach was, well, what are the weaknesses of my 2 top threats competitors?
So talaga swinot mo to, ha?
Oh, yes. Before I escalated to my administrator that time, and then the regionals, hindi pa ako regional nun. So what worked? I saw the opportunity. Kinaibigan ko yung Pilipinang director of case manager. Actually, friend ko ngayon.
Anong pastry ang dinala mo sa kanya?
'Di ba? Nakalimutan ko na malayong portos na niya. Pero lagi ko siyang, pero ang point ko dito, ang alam mo, honest ang ginawa ko, naging honest lang ako. Sinabi ko lang, Roslyn pangalan.
Shout out.
Shout out, hi Ross. Ang galing niya. Anyway, going back, ano kaya sa palagay mo ang opportunity ng building kong ito? Pwede mo ba akong matulungan? Tell me the truth. Anong issue? Inilayout niya. Ang perception na ng hospital, mahirap daw kaming makatrabaho. Oh, tell me more. Anong ibig sabihin nun?
Yun.
Okay? Oh, pag punta ka na punta dito, gusto ka namin. Okay? Emma, pag pinadala yung referral, nga. Ibig sabihin, ang tagal sumagot ng building mo. Yung mga ganon.
So may disconnect dun pa lang.
Correct. Pangalawa, pagkasasagot, yung admission mo, ang daming tanong. Ang daming ganyan. Ngayon, sabi niya, hindi sa ayaw namin kayo tulungan o hindi sa ayaw namin sagutin yung tanong nyo, wala kaming panahon.
Yes.
Okay? Una-una, 300, I think almost 500 beds ang St. Jude. Isipin mo, Emma, kung...
Right away, in and out yan eh.
Di ba? Alam mo yan. Like in any healthcare business. So, you guys have to match up our pace.
Yes.
So, she's right. So, ngayon, I scratch my head. How am I gonna explain that? So, ngayon sabi ko, let's make it a deal. Sabi ko, I'm not gonna solve all the nursing home problem, meaning sa building ko, but give me a chance. Ganito gawin natin. Pwede bang gawin natin ng bundle system? Ano ibig sabihin nun? Tatanggapin ko kasi yung dalawa na pinapadala mo ng Medicare. Okay, to be perfectly direct.
By the way guys, yung Medicare sa mga nasa Pilipinas, yun yung cash cow namin dito. May medical, may Medicare. Di ba?
Correct.
Okay.
Magandang insurance yon. Napupunta doon. Kasi, come on, private room. Wala akong private room. Kung gagawin ko private room, 99 bed, maging 50 bed. O, hindi pwede, nga. Diba? So, kukunin ko ang ayaw nila. In exchange, bigyan mo ako ng Medicare.
Yan. Ilan? 2:1? 3:1?
Hindi, nag-umpisa ko 1:1. Hindi ako naging greedy.
Okay.
Kasi, ang approach ko noon, I wanna prove to them na mas maganda akong partner. Hindi ko sinasabi na hindi sila maganda.
Ang galing ha, ang binebenta mo hindi yung facility, ikaw ang binebenta mo rito.
Yeah.
Diba? Mas okay akong partner. Tayong dalawa mag-usap. Ang maganda sa kinikwento mo, nakita mo yung challenge is yung oras nila eh. Yun ang kailangan mo i-solve.
Yes.
Diba yung sakit ng ulo nila na, ito, Emma, ayan, sa'yo na yan. They can focus on the next because alam nila na you got this covered.
Correct. So andun, it worked. That's the reason why I got promoted. Again, naging regional.
So napuno mo yung 99 beds mo?
Yeah. Tapos naging part kami ng collaborative nila.
Collaborative ng
Kasi may
ng
meeting
St. Jude.
Oo. Kasi tsopera kami nun eh. Sila, ganyan. Ako, I don't take it personally. Ang akin, look, you're the kings and queen. Ang gaganda ng building nyo. That's okay. Ang tinanim ko sa utak ko at I was trying to communicate with them na there's so many patients to share. Kanya-kanya tayo.
Yeah.
Yung garbage mo, amen. In exchange, I gotta do what I gotta do,
Yeah.
So, and it worked. Yun lang basically ginawa ko. And then, I realized na yung ganun pala, kahit sa doktor, kahit mapaabulan, sa home health hospice, what matters, relationship matters. And your integrity.
Yes.
And the trust. Kasi once na na-build mo yun sa tao na, Paco, mapagkakatiwalaan mo ko, hindi by words.
Nope.
It takes time. Kailangan ma-prove ko sa'yo, di ba?
Yeah.
Pag sinabi ko, tatanggapin ko yung pasyente, tatanggapin ko. Or, Paco, alam mo, gusto ko tanggapin yung pasyente,
pero,
kaya lang, ganito ang issue, baka pwede mo bang gawin ng paraan. Ganun ang ginawa ko. Gagawan ko ng paraan. I'll give you an example. During my journey sa nursing home, ang hirap, no?
Stressful to, ha?
Very stressful kasi you're all about numbers.
Yeah.
And then the boss is gonna, the numbers are not there,
Kasi, by the way, sa mga hindi nakakaalam, sa trabaho po ni Emma, ni Tootsie, pag nagkaroon ng cost cutting at ng budget, ang unang mawawala is business development.
Yes.
Yung department mo ng unang
Correct.
na chuchugi.
Yes.
Yeah.
And again, it wasn't easy kasi most operations and most clinical people, ayaw nila yan.
Yes.
But ang nilagay ko sa kanila, sabi ko, hey guys, I agree with you. I agree with you, ops, and I agree with clinical. And I'm not saying we're gonna take patients na hindi appropriate. I'm not saying that. And,
Time out,
diba?
Tanda mo yung thought mo, isa-set up ko lang. Ito ang problema po ni Emma, guys, ha? Operations, all about the money. Yung mga administrator, yung nasa business office, yung mga nasa corporate, lahat sila.
Staffing.
Clinicals, yung mga DON, Director of Nurses, yung mga RN supervisors. Kasi po, yung dadalin po ni Emma ng mga pasyente, kita nga, problema naman dito sa nursing staff. So,
Acuity kasi.
minsan, ang dami mong kaaway.
Correct.
Sa loob ng facility mo mismo.
Yes.
Okay, go.
Oh
Tuloy.
my God. Thank you. So yun pero ang dami ko natutunan. Alam mo nung minsan, ito, nakakatawa kung asa ako ni dito, nasa phone, sinisigawan ako ng DON, 8:00 ng gabi. Sabi ko, Susan, hindi siya Pilipina wag mo ako sisigawan. I'm on your side. Sabi ko, nireview mo yung kanina. Sabi ko, hindi tayo pwedeng maghanap ng perpektong pasyente, kaya nga tayo nursing home Kaya nga healthcare.
Yes. May diferensya yan.
Yes, thank you. Like, i-admit mo yung Medicare na iuwi yan. Natural may problema. Kaya nga kumikita ang nursing home sa mga problematic patient. Now, it's just a matter of us working out, looking at the positive side. I get it. Tapos bilan mo ng pagkain para lang maging masaya, ikaw pa rin ang kasalanan. Tapos mababa ang census, ako pa rin ang may kasalanan. But one thing I learned, fast forward, I'm grateful for that experience kasi ang dami ko natutunan. Not only...
boots on the ground yun
Yeah, not only honing my skill set, personally, how you think, how you make decisions, but most importantly, how you manage people.
Yes.
Yun ang malaking natutunan ko. Personal growth din,
yes.
Di ba? Like, being optimistic, how you overcome challenges,
How are you optimistic?
I highly recommend, no matter how dark, no matter how it hurts, no matter how low you feel, always look at the positive side. I know it's easier said than done, but it takes one to know one. Yes, namnamin mo, umiyak ka. Umiyak ka, uminom ka, huwag ka maging alcoholic. The next day, dust it off, it's a new day. And learn, trust the process. Understand there is a reason why you are in that process. Training ground yan
Maganda yung sinabi mo I hope people are very, very observant. You went to work like this. Kasi galing kang work.
Galing akong work ganito.
I go to work like this. Rubber shoes, chinelas na medyas na nakalagay Jesus is King, sweats, black shirt. If I'm in a good mood or a bad mood, I just wear my boxers, my socks, my sweats, my shirt, my shoes, my watch, my bracelet, and I'm done. No makeup at saka wax. Di ba? Ikaw, like sa sinabi mo, if last night was a bad night and you have to wake up the following morning, you still have to wear the same dress.
Oh, yes.
How do you prep your mind for that? Like the makeup, the hair, the dress, the shoes, and then the deep breath, and then the aura. Diba? Can you explain that to people? How do you set yourself up for that? Because you know you're battle scarred, pero kailangan mo pa rin dumiretso.
I think because of my tough childhood and not very easy journey before I got to where I'm at, it equipped me not only to be overly committed and gave me confidence, but it's the grit. But what I realized is regardless of what happened, we need to be always grateful.
Amen.
Even though, again, you feel like, give you an example.
Please.
I was a single mom and I was this Tootsie Guevarra in the Philippines. And in 2009, I became a single mom with a child. And I wasn't making the money I'm making now.
Yeah.
Napakaliit. And then I have 2 elderly parents. Think about that. At the end of the day, I told myself, I remember it up to this day, I'm still grateful. I'm alive. I have my parents. I have a son. I'm okay. Life should move on.
Yes.
I always start with gratefulness, number one.
Sa umaga yan.
Sa umaga. Even sa gabi, kahit umiiyak ka, whatever happened, just trust. And I told myself, just keep pushing. And you have to believe in yourself, never doubt. Even though pagpapasok, tapon mo sa, I always visualize and manifest. But again, at the end of the day, be optimistic. Look for the solutions. Do not be part of the problem. And that's when I realized when I grew in my healthcare career, I applied it also in my personal life. It's the same. I realized it's the same concept, right? And you have that, respect, integrity, and humility. A lot of leaders, I realized, I was just having a conversation with my CEO, my boss today, a lot of uberly smart leaders, way smarter than us. Yung iba, may PhD pa, di ba? MBA. But my observation, their biggest downfall and their biggest mistake and weakness is their ego.
Arrogance nila, no? Yeah, yung ego nila.
They don't want to admit that I made a mistake. And I learned from that. Honestly, and I'm still learning. I honestly, to at fault sometimes, oh my God, I'm so sorry. You're absolutely right. And then you could see in the room, they're like, mabigla sila, like you admitted, but they would not verbalize. But you could feel the energy, right?
Yeah.
And then they would change the topic. But for me, it's like, admit it. It's okay. People make mistakes.
Alam mo, very true. Story, real story. Nadala ko yung susi ng isang sasakyan. Tawag sa akin si Jaja. 2:30 lumalabas si Cassidy from school. Sabi niya, nasan yung susi ng sasakyan? Sabi ko, nadala ko. Sabi niya, ay. So she called her friend. So yung friend niya ang sumundo kay Cassidy. Tapos sabi niya, tawagan mo si Jay at mag-thank you ka. Babae na, si Jay, mag-thank you ka dahil sinundo niya si Cassidy. So, unang tanong sa akin ni Jay, nasayanan ka ng asawa mo? Sabi ko, hindi. O paano, anong ginawa mo? Nagtaas kamay ako. Sinabi ko, I'm sorry.
See?
It was my fault.
And that's the truth.
Ano pa sasabihin niya?
Exactly. Oh my God. Because in business world, people always come up with excuses or reasons.
Yeah.
For what?
Di ba pwedeng umamin ka na lang and then let's move on?
Thank you. That's really the biggest, issue in most organizations. So now, as part of the C-suite and leadership, I tell, it's okay. And I give an example. Last week, I had a very challenging, and I'm happy with the challenge because I continue to grow.
Yeah.
Like one C-suite, telling me, oh, you need to fire your employee, ganyan. I always take into consideration. So, sinabi ko dun sa tao, I set aside, listen, I agree with you. However, I said, I want to remind you, these employees of mine that I just took over, they make $16 to $17 an hour. How can you expect? It's not our level.
Oo nga.
Minsan nakakalimutan nila. And I said, give me time.
Yeah.
Look, kung talagang yung empleyado sucks, I don't have a problem making that person accountable and firing.
Hindi mo ko kailangan pagsabihan.
Exactly. But sabi ko, but wait a minute. As a leader, us leaders, a manager, it is our job to take care. Parang anak mo yan eh.
Yeah.
How can you kick out your son wherein you didn't even build a relationship, right? Understood where he or she's coming from. And then the thoughts for $16 to $17 an hour, yun lang kita mo, and they work so hard. That's so unfair na from June, kasi June 1st, nagkaroon ako ng additional department. So kind of like a promotion. And then, I spent from June, July, and August, 3 months, kaka-September lang. Kinilala ko sila isa-isa.
So pinupuntahan mo yung isa sa mga bawat facility na yun, pinupuntahan mo lahat?
No, my team, I have a hub. We call it call center. So they're stationed at one of my hospitals, Huntington Beach, but their shift are 12 hours.
Okay.
One employee, Sunday siya. Alam mo, minsan, nung June, July, kasi yung isang, so every day, 2 empleyado ko, they have 2 shifts. 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., tapos yung isa papasok 12 p.m. to 12 a.m.
Wow.
Ang ginawa ko nung nung kinikilala ko sila, pumasok ako for the whole week. Umuwi ako madaling araw or 1 a.m. Nagulat yung 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. Tapos, bumalik ka? Sabi ko, no, I've been in my office, kasi madaming responsibility. Parang noong una, parang nabigla na so that was my cue na yung dating manager, hindi siguro nila nakikita.
Yes.
Pangalawa, hindi nila parang make long story short, wala silang relationship.
So ikaw may open door policy ka?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Wala sila sa floor ko kasi administration
Yes,
ako, aakit ako, dinalan ko pa sila ng pagkain.
Nice.
Hindi sinishare ko yun my point is the place I'm coming from para rin ma-realize nung mga nakikinig sa atin na again at the end of the day, kahit anong industry, personal or work, relationship matters.
Yeah.
That's for me, that's what I've learned. That's very important. Build the relationship first.
And trust should be the basis of that relationship.
And it has to come, from me.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I like to see that too in entertainment industry. I don't know if it's like manager to artist.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Right?
Imbitahin kita ulit dito for a panel, ha?
Sure.
about
I would love to.
entertainment.
Diba?
Imbitahin natin sina Gart. Sino pa pwede natin imbitahin? Sina Gigi. Imbitahin natin sila for
Yun.
Balik ka rito for a
Pag-usapan
panel.
na to. Board of directors tayo.
Okay, go. So anyway, kailan dumating naman si Mike? When did he come into your life?
2010. Wala pang 1 year. So I the way I look at it, really everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
It's meant to be. I'm not religious, but I would say God because, or Allah, or whatever higher, meron talagang higher force, Kasi who would have thought as a single mom, I was going through my challenges. Dumating siya sa buhay ko, I wasn't looking, okay? But I was just trusting the process. Ang hirap, no? My current husband, best friend sila ng kuya ko.
Okay.
Since they were in middle school. Sa Tastin.
Oh my God, so matagal nang
Yeah.
plugged in si Mike sa...
Yeah, that I wasn't really aware. And the funny part, nung nagde-date na kami, nag-movie na yata kami nun eh.
So ipakilala sa'yo sa kanya? Kuya mo?
Ko. Oo.
Wala lang, parang...
Kasi buddy sila, para silang magkapatid. And then at that time, pareho kaming single ng kuya ko.
Okay.
Believe it or not, na-divorce din yung kuya ko 6 months later, going through. So pareho kaming...
So nagdadamayan kayo?
I know. So we took that opportunity na, every other weekend, yung anak ko, na dun siya sa tatay niya. Labas tayo kasi alam mo naman ako, hindi ako dumaan sa normal na pagdadalaga.
Kumbaga trabaho ka agad. School, trabaho.
Ganun lang.
Yeah.
Ang saya-saya ko noon. LA Live. Doon ako natuto uminom. Tinuruan ako ng kuya ko uminom. Mai Tai. Ang sarap pala noon.
LA Live, boy.
I know. Downtown LA. Mga bar, mga ganon. Chuchu-chuchu. Nakakatuwa kasi late bloomer. Ako late 20s na ako noon. Doon lang ako umiinom. And then, one of those nights, lahat hindi sumipot yung mga buddies niya except for Mike kasi si Mike ata nag-attend ng parang mini promotion from middle school to high school ng mga pamangkin niya. So ang kwento noon na oh, Mike's coming at 11 o'clock because he's coming from Orange County.
Yeah.
Chuchu. Kasi narinig ko yun sa phone Sabi ata nung Mike sa kuya ko, isn't that too late? 11 o'clock, di ba? Bachelor sila para. Sabi ng kuya ko kay Mike, dude, nothing starts in LA until midnight. You know, like 10 o'clock, that's still early. 11 o'clock, you're good. So you're fine. And then the rest is lasing na lasing ako noon that night. Ito real story. Papapakita ko to sa kuya ko. Yung kuya ko, nung I think the 2 weekends before, may nakakita sa amin kasi ako very touching sa kuya ko kasi sabik ako you know. Siyang kuya ko, ako panganay sa pangalawa ni Papa. So every time kita kami, ako kasi panganay
Yeah.
Feeling ko, hindi na ako panganay, siya. Kuya ako, gano'n, di ba?
Kumbaga may sinasandalan ka na ngayon.
Yon. So yung ex-girlfriend, ex-wife ng kuya ko that time, nakita kami sa, yung kaibigan nun, tumawag ata sa ex-girlfriend niya, tinawagan siya nung ex niya, sabi sa kanya, hoy, sabi nung kaibigan ko, meron kang ka-date kagabi, napakaganda daw, hot Asian. Sabi ng kapatid ko, kuya ko, hot, kailan? Kahapon, sa LA. Sabi niya, my sister! Sabi niya, ganon. Kasi daw, naka-akbay. Ew! Ganyan. Simula nagtanda ako kasi sabi ko, naku kuya, I don't wanna mess up your game. Even mine. Paano kung may, di ba? Kung merong may type sa yung babae, baka akala taken ka.
Oo. Pati ikaw.
Yes! Sabi ko, kuya, ganyan. So simula noon, nakita ko yung bar kasi dun yung mga Hollywood. O kuya, kasi yun parang living room na bar. So,
alam ko yun.
Alam mo na yun. Kuya, wag ka tatabi sa akin. Diyan ka, dito ako. Tapos doon si Catherine yung waitress, maganda, cute. Catherine, he's my brother. Sabi ko, hey, he's my brother, okay? Not my boyfriend. Kasi I wanna be clear kasi baka mamaya may
who's that? Oh.
Exactly. Diyan, kaya kahit lasing na lasing ako, kahit gustong gusto ko nang gumanon sa kuya ko, sabi ko, stay away, diyan ka lang. Nahiya naman ako kasi couch. Nahiya naman ako humiga.
Right.
Tapos nung pagdating ni Mike, chika-chika sila talagang matutulog na. Kasi ang sa akin, alcohol downer.
Okay.
Pampatulog.
Yeah.
Tapos nung nag-uusap sila, walang ibang baba, ako lang. Sabi ko, what's your name? Ganun siya. You! Kaya, Mike, come here. Inutusan ko, ganun. Sabi niya, okay. Kasi couch Upo siya. Chikahan sila. Natulog ako. Tapos, ang payat, ang very lean ng husband ko, walang taba.
Hanggang ngayon, sexy pa rin
Oh my God, kaya kailangan six-pack siya, no? Tapos habang, kunwari, andito siya, ginanong ko yung ulo ko sa shoulder niya. Kinapa ko yung tiyan niya, walang puro muscle. Sabi ko sa kanya.
Lasing ka pa niya?
Lasing na ako nun, Kasi uncomfortable ako
Okay.
I was expecting na at least meron kang shoulder.
May kutsyon, di ba?
Wala! Ang tigas Sabi ko, you're all muscles? Sabi ko, forget it. Tinulugan ko and then the rest is history.
Ilang taon na kayo? 14?
2010, 14 years kami together and then legally 12 years.
Pero tingnan mo, parang yung kwento ko sa amin ni Janelle, di ba? Hindi kailangan maging matagal kung kayo-kayo talaga
Yes. Mararamdaman mo
Tagal nyo nga nagligawan, nagsama lang kayo ng 2 buwan naman. Di ba? Panis.
Exactly.
Kayo, pero 14 years.
Bilis 2010, tapos 2011, nag-propose siya. And then 2012, we got married. And then I think
ano sabi ng kuya mo?
At first sabi niya, wait a minute. Narinig ko na after. Kasi hiningi niya yung kasi hinanap niya ako sa Facebook.
Okay.
Yung husband ko ngayon. Sabi niya, you have too many friends. So he sent me I still remember up to this day. So I forgot who I deleted to accommodate him. Oops. And then, he said, tinanong niya sa kuya ko yung number ko. At the same time, nag-message siya. He thought na baka hindi ko mabasa. So I think nag-reach siya sa brother ko. Paringin yung cellphone ko. So sabi ng brother ko, wait a minute, does this mean you're dating my sister? Tapos your every house party, kasi friends sila since middle school, high school.
Yeah.
Sabi ng kuya ko, I'm kind of like weirded out because like these are my friends and now you're friends too? Right? Kasi my kuya's what? Almost 10 years. No.
So kay dad
8 to
ko?
9 years. Oo. 8 to mas 1 year younger siya sa husband ko.
Okay.
So almost the same. So mas matanda sila sa akin. And now I'm like, in his mind, like, think about it, in his mind, I have this
Baby
little
K,
sister.
yeah.
And then you're now dating my buddy? Like, parang ganon.
May anak ba kayo ni Mike?
Meron.
Ilan?
Si Matthew, isa.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
I met Matthew.
Yes.
Kasama mo rito.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I paid back my brother. How?
How?
So, I forgot, I think 2012, I had a very close friend in high school. Hindi ko alam, nag-move siya dito. Pangalan niya China. Amon China. So, single siya. Single ang brother ko. Sinetap ko sila sa kasal ko. Sabi ng husband ko that time, why are you putting China in Anthony's table? Sabi ko, well, they're both single. You know, kailangan i-pair ko. And the rest is history. They're married with 2 kids. So I paid him back. Wala akong utang. Diba?
Galing, no?
Reto-reto lang.
Reto. Happy ka?
Very happy. Yes, very happy.
So ngayon, active ka sa community natin dito sa SoCal.
Yes.
Bakit? Okay, babalik lang ako. Nasa NorCal ka kanina eh. So nung umalis ka kay Ninang Priscilla,
Bumalik ako dito sa Southern California.
ayun.
And I think almost end of 2008.
When did you lose your dad?
2017.
So nabutan niya yung kasal mo, nabutan niya yung pagre-relax ng buhay mo pala.
Yes, but not this
Not this.
time. And there was a reason. My dad waited. I had 11 years borrowed time from him kasi I always gave him hope.
Okay.
I was said, Dad, si Ethan, kailangan hintayin mo hanggang mag-middle school.
Ayun.
Dad, si Ethan, hintayin mo hanggang mag-ano. And then I stopped because I felt like I was being selfish. Nung 2017, kasi from 2014 to 2017, almost every month nasa hospital siya. And I felt like nung 2017, summer yun eh, I was being selfish already. Na, alam ko, hospice siya sa bahay eh. Ang puso niya, less than 20%. Okay?
Wow.
Ang medication niya, 21 pills. Okay? Hospital bed, lagi siya nahulog. Make long story short, he is a very sick man. High acuity. Marami siyang
Hindi to figure of
issue.
speech, may maraming sakit lang talaga. Okay.
Na gano'n na talaga. And most importantly, yung puso niya, 15% lang,
Grabe,
imagine
no?
mo. So para siyang, hindi lang parang, lumpo siya. Kasi ang puso mo, pag hindi 100%, kukuha ka lang ng tubig.
Paghingal ka na.
Yes, ganun siya. Full body weight siya. So the point here is, talagang maglalas pa yun, honestly, up to now, kung hindi ko siya nilet go.
So isipin mo, sakit ng ulo ka sa mga hospice agency. Hospice
Oh, yeah.
na palliative ulit.
Yeah.
Hospice palliative ulit.
Pati sa nursing home, in and out siya.
Yeah.
Tapos alam mong mga, lahat, most elderly patient, lalo na Pilipino,
Yeah.
very needy.
Yes.
Kasi yun ang kultura natin, hindi
Yes.
maintindihan ng non-Filipino. Ang dating sa kanila, ang hirap alagaan. Pero hindi, now I'm in healthcare, kahit anong lahi, ang pasyente, lalo na pag matanda, pag may dinadamdam, nagsisik yan ng pagmamahal, di ba?
Yes.
Attention. And a lot of times, yun din, me as a leader, yun ang lagi ko nire-remind sa nurses. Oo, mahirap ang trabaho nyo, pero remember, kaya ka naging nurse. To take care of the sick. Kung
Yeah.
hindi may sakit yan, hindi magpe-press ng call light.
Alam mo
You know?
ba, nung pandemic, no? Because my wife's a nurse. And
And ikaw, healthcare ka din.
sa healthcare ako, di ba? And yung wife ko, we had a conversation. You know, God bless her because early on, na-realize niya talaga aminin natin, sa Amerika, very lucrative ang kinikita ng mga nurses.
Oh, yeah.
Right? When the pandemic happened, sila yung naging frontliners natin. Not the military, but the healthcare workers
yeah.
became our frontline
Oh, yeah.
defense, di ba? And I told my wife, because she had this Zoom call with all her nurse friends, and not her, but her nurse friends, they were complaining about this, about that. And I had to remind them, sabi ko, guys, ang kinikita nyo per hour is twice or even 3 times the amount that a soldier
Yeah.
who actually is at war,
Yes.
is making.
Yeah.
Whose lives are on the line day in, day out. Yes, you guys' lives are on the line, pero you signed up for it. And hindi kayo tinatanggalan ng paycheck. Binigyan pa kayo ng hotel.
Yes. And an increase.
At
Crisis
increase,
pay.
di ba?
Aha.
So be great. To your point, be grateful. And you know what? After that conversation, si Janelle had a different
Good
outlook.
for you.
And her friends too. Di ba? Na parang, nga no. Kasi nung una prior to, mag-nurse ka, malaki kita mo, ganyan. Pero the pandemic actually made them realize what they signed up for.
Yes. Kasi nakakalimutan nila kadalasan na
Patient care.
yes, na nurse para lang kumita. Oh, yes, that's part of it, But there's a big but. Like what you said, you have the kaya ka into
Yeah.
nursing,
Yeah.
And again, itong lahat ng mga pasyente, mahirap man silang alagaan. But again, at the end of the day, that's why we're in healthcare. Because if they're healthy and easy, they're not going to be at the hospital.
Yes.
They're not going to be in the nursing home.
Yes.
Eh di wala tayong trabaho.
Yes.
That's why like me now, I mean, the leadership side, the business side, we make money out of this high acuity patient. It's up to the leadership. How are we gonna minimize the other costs,
Correct.
But at the end of the day, patient care comes first.
Yep.
That's it. And again, to what we're talking about, ang sarap na usapan natin na be grateful. Why are you complaining?
Correct.
You're getting paid. Alam mo, I think because sa Pilipinas, nakita mo, no?
Grabe, no?
Yung paghihirap nila, pero walang compensation. Tapos dito,
Na-hospital ako sa shoutout sa staff ng St. Luke's sa Quezon City. Na-hospital ako doon. And alam ko kung magkano kinikita ng mga nurses sa Pilipinas because my sister is a nurse and nasa Pilipinas siya. Pero yung asikaso, yung
Grabe.
pag-aalaga, di ba na parang God,
You feel so special.
sa kanila yung vocation nila about being a nurse, talagang patient care, di ba?
Totoo.
Yung mga ganun. I mean, it's a very, very rewarding career.
Absolutely.
So what's next for you? Ba't di ka
wala.
nag-nurse nga pala?
Oo nga, no? I think
Di ba naisip?
God, hindi ko, sometimes it crosses my mind kasi I still have a lot of goals. But I will listen to my gut through probably the Holy Spirit. But I feel like God had a purpose, a mission for me. And what is that? I start with kasi nung maliit ako, simula bata hanggang college, lagi ako nabubuli. So sa work now, pag nakikita ko na kahit hindi ko department, pag alam kong dinidiin nilang isang tao, whether anybody likes it or not, hindi ko naman dapat gawin. I always interfere. And I apply that even sa being Tootsie Guevarra Entertainment. Pag nakita ko recently, like all over social media, meron akong diniretsong tao kasi ayaw tantanan yung mga marami siyang inaapi. So diniretso ko yung tao. I put it upon myself. I said, ano bang problema mo? Looks like, alam mo, sabi ko dun sa tao, you need to fix yourself.
Amen.
Kasi lahat nitong tao, may issue ka eh. Sabi ko, ikaw ang issue. Inisa-isa ko. So, binlock ako ganyan. Tapos, anay ko narinig. I was already prepared. So, yun ang mission ko. Pangalawa, I think ang gusto ng Diyos sa akin, kasi pina-experience sa akin lahat. Kasi for me, I think, it takes one to know one. Put yourself, kasi ang mga tao, society, and sometimes I'm, part din ako nun. Ibig sabihin na, madali ka mag-judge eh.
Yeah.
Kadalas, as human. But now I'm improving. Kasi always put yourself in that person's shoe. How would you know?
Correct.
Like, give you an example. Like, true story. Nung nasa nursing home ako, 25 years old yung pasyente, Medicare. Taka ko, bakit may Medicare tong 25-year-old? Dito sa Amerika, pag may Medicare ang ganong edad, ibig sabihin, either may psychiatric diagnosis or nakadialysis sila. Okay? That's it. Pinuntahan ko yung pasyente sa Anaheim Regional. Unhoused eh. Yun ang legal niya, hindi mo pwedeng sabing homeless. Unhoused siya. That time, napakaganda niya. Bata. Tapos nagkaroon siya ng scabies. Pero off na siya, isolation.
Okay.
Pero nag-full PPE ako. Full PPE. Bago ko kinausap yung DON ng nursing home, kasi alam ko magno-no. Kahit 100 days Medicare. Kasi shooter eh. Shooter. Bilateral wound ang lalim. Nilagyan ng wound vac. Pero malaking kikitain ng nursing home. I saw the business side of it. But before we all deny, I put it upon myself again na may calling eh. Bakit parang ang gut ko pumunta ka doon? Alam mo, nag-drive ako from San Diego. Regional ako noon eh. I drove all the way from San Diego. I dropped everything there to Anaheim. Nakaabot ako. Pasok ako doon. Kinausap ko, umiiyak sa akin yung pasyente.
Yung 25-year-old to
Binigyan ko ng card. Sabi ko, that's me. That's my personal cell phone. Okay? Sabi ko, I am gonna fight for you. I'm gonna help you heal your wounds. But you need to commit and you need to let me know if you're gonna be a compliant patient. What does that mean? Number one, I'm sorry, your friends the druggies are not welcome in the nursing home. The moment if I hear, I'm gonna discharge you.
Kick you out, yeah.
Okay? I'm gonna call the cops. They're not allowed.
Kahit 100 days pa yung Medicare mo.
Correct. Because they're not good to you. Okay? Number 2, mag-rehab ka. Kumain ka ng yung pagkain sa nursing home, huwag ka magrereklamo, be nice. It's all in English kasi puti yung pasyente. And then, maging compliant ka, mag-participate ka sa rehab, sa activity. Also, keepin mo mga pasyente doon, ang roommate mo, huwag kang maging,
Huwag ka maging diva, oo.
mas matanda sila sa'yo. But ang licensing ng nursing home, 21 and over.
Okay.
So, pwede ka.
Yeah.
And you meet the criteria. Pero yun lang
So,
dalawa.
itong home, anong term mo?
Nursing home? Ano yun?
Hindi, yung hindi homeless,
Unhoused.
Unhoused.
Yun ang legal
So, yung unhoused
terminology.
na to, saan mo pinuntahan?
Anaheim Regional.
Okay, nasa Anaheim.
Hospital.
Okay.
So, nung nag-usap kami, kinabukasan, first thing
Kasi
in the morning,
otherwise, sa kalsada siya pupulutin ulit di ba?
or kung saan siya madi-discharge, walang
Yeah.
gustong tumanggap sa kanya.
Yeah, okay.
I think more than a week na siya sa hospital. And dito ang rule sa hospital,
Pag okay ka na.
Pagka okay ka na medically, kaya nga acute kailangan ma-discharge ka na, gagawa na parang, walang gusto mong tumanggap.
Yeah.
You know? So I saw the opportunity in her in business, and on the personal side, I felt like there's a purpose na kailangan kong siyang ipagtanggol. At ano yun, bakit? So inalam ko, ang story niya, nung maliit siya, may nanay at tatay siya, nirip siya ng tatay niya.
Fudge.
Sinabi niya sa nanay niya, tinalikuran siya ng nanay niya.
Ouch.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kaya ko sinishare. So ouch, yun ang dating sa akin, how could you give up on that person? Who am I to give up on her? And the rest of the society, bakit hindi mo tulungan yung tao? Tapos, nagpunta siya sa kamag-anak, nirip siya ulit. Paulit-ulit pa ako. So, kaya siya naging unhoused. Tapos, yung mga kaibigan niya, instead na para... So, there's 2 things. Yung ibang tao sasabihin, bakit mo kailangan gawin yan? And what do you care? You know? What do you care? And kasalanan niya yun. Di ba? Yung mga ibang tao, kasalanan niya yun. You know what I've learned now in my life, and I'm glad I fought for her. Not all people are you. Not all
Correct.
people are me.
Yes.
Not all people are as smart and strong-minded as Paco or me.
Mm-hmm.
So how can you put that upon other people? How dare? Right?
Yeah.
You know, and again, in going back, that's where kailangan grateful, humble ka palagi.
Tsaka empathetic ka dapat
Exactly. You know, hindi ko siya kilala, but who cares? You know, like tayo, and I think the bottom line is, kaya most society and maybe country have issues kasi masyado tayong selfish. And I'm not saying na don't be selfish. You know, like me, I'm somewhat selfish in a way na that's why I'm working, to have my own identity. That's part of it, you know. I'm very prideful in a sense na I want to help contribute to my husband, wherein I could have stayed at home.
Correct.
But that's my definition that's me being selfish a little bit. But to a degree. So my point here is yung kung minsan ng mga tao nakakalimutan nila na may human side.
Yeah.
Tayo.
Yeah.
At ano ba naman yung So nung kinabukasan, kinausap ko yung handa na ako. Kinausap ko muna yung boss nung director of nursing. Kasi babae, in-explain ko. Sabi ko, may 2 kang anak. Imaginein mo or put yourself. Sabi ko, I'm not expecting you to side with me. But sabi ko, ikaw ang administrator. At the end of the day, ang corporate, mababa ang numbers natin.
Right.
I'm giving you this opportunity. Number 1, you're gonna shine. We're gonna shine. Mm-hmm. Walang gustong kumuha sa pasyente. Dahil unhoused siya, dahil bata. 100 days Medicare, kikita tayo wounds. PDPM, Patient-Driven Payment Model. Ang gawin mo, mag-utilize ka sa corporate, meron tayong MDS, lahat ng points.
Yeah.
And the best part, makakatulong ka sa tao. Sabi ko, isn't that
Win-win.
great? Exactly, isn't that great? Sabi ko, look, kung non-compliant siya, write me up.
Uy.
Ginanon ko yung boss ko, write me up. But why are you gonna write me up for admitting? It's an appropriate placement. Siguro right mo dahil druggy siya, that's not my fault. We had a conversation. I myself will discharge her. Dahil nagkausap kami ng pasyente. So sabi ko, tinawagan ko siya ngayong umaga bago kita kausapin. Nag-commit siya sa akin. Now, I'm not saying na nagsasabi siya ng totoo. But I have to take her word.
Correct.
So it's up to you. Pwede mo ba kung nag-agree siya? Kinausap niya yung DON. Alam mo, 30 days later, umiiyak ang mga caregivers, ang rehab, ang nurses.
Wow.
Napakabait daw nung pasyente.
Isipin nyo kung ginudge nyo, no?
Tapos, I didn't stop there. Alam mo, tinulungan ko siyang makahanap ng trabaho sa 7-Eleven. And sabi ko sa kanya, I don't wanna hear elsewhere. Kasi healthcare, kung druggy ka, babalik ka
Yeah.
sa mga ospital.
Yeah.
You know? Kung hindi, masasayang mo lang tong pinaghirapan nating dalawa.
Paano siya nakakuha ng Medicare nga?
Kasi may psych diagnosis siya.
Ayun. So yun nga yun.
Dahil nga sa background niya. Nakakaawa. Maraming ganung story
Sana
dito.
hindi mo na nirecommend mag-therapy or mag-counsel or
Meron
counseling?
yung social worker, may mga services na provided. So, ayun, in going back, I think yun yung feeling ko na mission sa akin, part ng mission ng Diyos. And in addition, ngayon na ready na ako, I reopen the doors sa Tootsie Guevarra hat to inspire people.
Yes.
You know, especially hindi lang sa mga babae but the young ones, kung ano man ang lahi na. Kasi you know what's sad? Reality. Kasi ngayon sa role ko, hawak ko din ng behavioral services. So meron kaming adult psych unit saka sa geropsych. Kung minsan may dumadating sa ER, 11, 14, 16-year-old, binabasa ko, kinilabutan ako. It makes me so sad pa ako. Kasi for me, it's like, kung alam lang nila ang pinagdaanan ko, you know, kung alam lang nila yung pinagdaanan ng mga bata sa Pilipinas, napaka-privilege nila dito sa Amerika.
That's true.
You know, so what I'm trying to say here is, merong pang, you know, mission na I want in the future. Like you asked me, ano pang goal? Ang dami. Pero ultimately, ang goal ko, I want to continue and be better in serving the people and the community. Ang platform ko is against bully. I don't like people that, why are we so mean to other people? I don't
Exactly.
like that. Why? You know, and for me, it's like,
Feel ko insecure yung mga ganun, yung
Yes.
mga bubuli.
they are. And for me, I know it's hard, but it's time for change. Meaning like, kung insecure ka, admitin mo sa pagmumukha mo sa salamin.
Yeah.
Go fix yourself. Kaya sinabi ko to go fix yourself. And pangalawa, yung to inspire, you know, people na yung mga nagsusuicide, yung mga ganon, yung mga, and you know, some people they frowned upon yun. Lalo na sa kultura natin, taboo, di ba? But I wanna be a part of that movement. Let's change that. Do not look at those people or judge them as, oh my God, stay away, you know? No. You're actually digging them more in their hole.
Kasi pinupush mo sila eh. Ibig
Exactly.
sabihin, worthless. Yun ang pinaparamdam mo sa kanila, they're worthless.
Yes. And again, everyone has their story.
Yeah.
And what I've learned in life, actually a lot of successful people came from nothing. Yun ang mga taong actually dapat na
Yes.
na hangaan. You know, like,
Yung mga taong gumawa ng paraan.
yes. And I've also learned in life na it doesn't matter what your past was. What matters is what you've learned from it and where you're going. What you want for your future. All of us has pasts. All of us have wounds. And for me, it's like, it's actually important and better for you to have a wound or many wounds. Kasi doon ka nag-grow, doon ka lumalalim.
Tsaka yung scars would be a reminder of
Yes. And that actually
far you've
makes you
come.
a better
Yeah.
person, you know? Yeah.
ilanding natin to. Looking at your mom, your kids, your husband, your siblings, paano ibinabalik ni Emma si Tootsie sa harapan ulit?
I love that question. I always portray myself with humility equals to confidence. You know, I'm now more bold, but still humble. You know, not arrogant. I'm just showing to the community who am I inside. You know, kasi what I've learned in the past, a lot of people along the way, they like to fake things and, you know, fake it till you make it, you know. It can apply to some, you know, but ang challenge nun is, I think, you're not helping yourself.
Correct.
You're actually self-sabotaging it because you're not being true to yourself. And that's actually what I did. Like, I went inward before I got to where I'm at right now. And I realized I had the aha moment, oh my God, if all people are just like that, go grow inward. Kaya ang daming yung mga ibang tao, dami nilang issues, di ba? Oh, kita mo yan, ganyan, nanira. But because they always try to deflate, they refuse to face themselves in the mirror and say, you know what? I effed up. Or you know what? Hindi ka ganun kagwapo, or hindi ako ganun kaganda, but this is where I'm good at. Or, bakit ganun kagwapo si Paco? Paano niya nagawa yun? How can I be like that? Right? Instead of, that's what I meant earlier na always look at the positive side.
Yeah.
Kasi ang nangyayari, and sometimes I'm still guilty of that, but ngayon I've improved, Wag tayong pupunta doon. Lagi mong titignan yung positive.
Kasi nakaka-inspire yun eh.
Yes. And I believe na domino effect yan eh.
Yeah.
Yung energy lumilipat. And then also what I've learned, kapag ang energy ng tao, stay away. And again, like, hindi ko sinarahan ng pinto ng Tootsie Guevarra. At that time, yung energy, yung environment ko, parang hindi conducive eh. Kaya umalis muna ako. Parang ganun eh. Parang sa ibang tao, umalis ka muna.
Mm-hmm.
Hanapin mo kung saan yung energy na nararapat sa'yo. Di ba?
So nahanap mo na ba yung energy na nararapat
Absolutely.
sa'yo? Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Tootsie Guevarra!
Thank you. Galing mo.
We are going to put links to her social media page. Please follow her. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and put your comments below. Send us words of encouragement. Hindi lang para sa amin, pati testimony nyo, i-share nyo na rin sa comments para pag nabasa ko, mapapangiti nyo kami at mapapangiti nyo yung ibang tao. Thank you!
Yay!